One of the biggest threats to your long-term consistent masculine happiness is OBW, obsolete biological wiring. This is the stuff that is wound into your DNA that has not been updated, not really, in about 150,000 years, 100,000 years or so. I'm not an anthropologist, so I'm not sure on this, but it's around 100,000 years or so. You have the same biology, for the most part, and psychology and brain structure of a caveman living 100,000 years ago. And because of that, you now react to things today as if you were a caveman in the cave, which causes you to do all kinds of stupid shit, okay, and make things that make you very unhappy. You are programmed at a DNA level to react to certain things today as if you were still that caveman living in the cave. And it makes you stupid. And it makes you unhappy, and it stresses you out for literally no reason, because what you're stressed out about is actually not valid in the real world. For example, if you were jealous of a guy, sexual jealousy, okay? Sexual jealousy made a lot of sense back in the caveman times when you were a fucking caveman living in a cave and you had 20 people in your tribe and there were maybe 3 women who were of sexable age for you, and the big tough alpha male of the tribe was having sex with all 3 women and you didn't get any. To be sexually jealous at that point made perfect sense. That is perfectly valid in that scenario, and that's now how you're wired. Today, 10 minutes down the street from your house is a thing called a mall, and it's full of thousands of 19-year-old, 20-year-old, 21-year-old girls giggling around with their friends, girls who have virtually zero ASD, right? Who maybe 20% of them, 25% of them would have sex with you if you did the correct things. Even if it's only 20%, that is hundreds of women. And you're jealous about some guy on Instagram saying, oh man, all the Chads are taking all the girls. What the hell? Stupid! Your feelings, your biological actions, your biological reactions, your psychological reactions no longer reflect reality. They reflected reality of 100,000 years ago. There are more women you could ever have sex with who would have sex with you within a 10-mile radius of your home than you could actually have sex with throughout your entire life. We're not cavemen anymore, but your brain doesn't know that. Your subconscious, your brain structure, your DNA doesn't know that. It thinks you're still that stupid caveman sitting in the cave. Same thing with things like, for example, back in the 1700s, when you had a little home on the prairie, a little cabin out in the, you were a pioneer or whatever, and you said to your wife, look, don't fuck my neighbor because if he impregnates you, I won't know whose kid it's going to be. That was perfectly valid back then. Of course, that was a perfectly valid concern to have back then, several hundred years ago. Today, we have birth control. We have condoms. You can get a paternity test at Walgreens for $20. These concerns don't fucking matter anymore. They matter because you think they matter, because your outdated biology is telling you that they matter, but they don't. A sizable percentage, if not most women today, are on some form of birth control. Plus you have condoms, plus if there is some kind of problem, you can get a paternity test now before the baby is even born. You don't need to worry about this crap anymore like you did hundreds of years ago. You need to update your thinking and update your psychology to modern day realities, even if it is uncomfortable to do so. And if you don't, you will never be long-term happy because you can't. You're going to be constantly terrified and angry and jealous and worried about things that don't matter anymore. Things that used to matter thousands of years ago when they made sense to matter.